Arts Access, making the arts accessible. Who we are. In a photo, 3 women are standing, 1 man stands with a white cane, and 1 man sits in a wheelchair. We are a North Carolina nonprofit established in 1984. We help make the arts accessible to kids and adults with disabilities. Thoughts from our friends and supporters. Chris Hendricks, musician, insurance agent, self-advocate.
You know, if we can't get through those doors, no one's going to hear our story.
Patrick Torres, creative director, Raleigh Little Theater.
They have guided us, they've been consultants with us, they've partnered with us. You know, when you think about like what a partnership is, it's hard to imagine like better partners.
What we believe. We know the arts are important and that no one should be denied access due to a disability. Robert Parrish, Arts Access Board member and self-advocate.
Everybody has an inward voice that needs to be expressed outwardly, and art does that for people.
What we do. Training and education for arts teachers and cultural organizations. Megan Bostic, Arts Access staff, speaks over photos of students and adults in classrooms.
The summer before I started teaching visual art at a public high school, I took a workshop with Arts Access. And I remember really clearly thinking how valuable it was to learn about working with kids with disabilities in the art room. I went on to teach for several years before I actually started working at Arts Access. And so I know as a former arts teacher that arts educators and teaching artists just don't always get enough training to work with kids with disabilities. We believe in the power of the arts and we want all of our kids to participate in the arts, but we don't always have the tools we need to reach everyone. So Arts Access continues to offer those essential trainings for any arts teacher to better work with kids with disabilities, whether that's in schools, in community settings, in person, or online.
What we do. Promote accessible and inclusive events. Ed Rizzuto, lawyer and low vision advocate, along with Patrick Torres.
Sometimes a little bit of extra effort needs to be put in place in order to make that type of engagement for people with disabilities really worthwhile and meaningful.
Yeah. It also helps to shape the way we think about future programming and show choices and things like that. So it's really had a huge impact.
What we do. Support opportunities for artists with disabilities. Patrick Torres again.
Icing on the cake is we've had more people from the disability community come and audition for our shows here, and we've put people on stage. That was a big deal for us.
A lot of people use that word inclusion, but what happens once you get beyond the door? When Raleigh Little Theater uses that word inclusion, they mean it. Because once I got beyond the door, I felt very welcome and interacted with, and a full part of the production Pippin.
What we do. Provide audio description, a narration service for people who are blind or low vision. Robert Parrish.
But with audio description, I enjoy it 10 times more. I mean, because it's like I'm more fully participating in the community of the arts. So audio description helps me to really engage in the arts community in a broader sense.
Lateisha Adams, self-advocate.
Yes, it's also given me more independence. I mean, I don't always have to make sure that I find someone to go with me ahead of time. I mean, I just call, let them know I'm coming, I'm visually impaired, I'm going to need a sighted guide, and it's available. Great. So I can enjoy it just as well as anybody who walks in there on their own.
Ed Rizzuto.
It just makes that experience so much more meaningful, so much more vibrant and whole. Will, I think, inspire people to go back for more.
Our impact. Patrick Torres, Ed Rizzuto, and Chris Hendricks.
Because Arts Access has been such a great partner, they've given us the confidence to go, you know what, there may be a barrier, but we can knock it down. We just have to be thoughtful. We got to think through it, and we got to talk with the people who need it. We can't do it alone. I don't think any of us would have had the courage to do it without the expertise of Arts Access as partners.
When people who are disabled have opportunities to engage in meaningful ways in art, being able to really capture the essence of the art is really important, and it can inspire people.
That's what always happens. When you put people in a room together with different experience, then your community grows because you learn from each other.
I don't think, at the end of the day, I don't think we're going to be able to make the kind of impact that we need to make as a culture, persons with conditions, and create the kind of togetherness between able-bodied individuals and persons like myself without art. Change does not happen without art, period. So that's why inclusion in the arts matters, because we cannot have change if we don't have the ability to tell the kind of stories that we want to tell, the way we want to tell them, and we need an audience to do that.
We can't do this work without your support. To donate, visit www.artsaccessinc.org/donate. Thank you to the Self-Advocates and Arts Access staff and board who made this video, to Robin McCall at ComMotion for helping produce this video, and to our friends, donors, and grant funders.